Hey everyone, so as you guys see, this is not a cheery video. This is not a cheery book review. This is not something that I would usually post. This isn't even a conversation that I would even like to be having right now, but unfortunately I don't have a choice.
Your whole style and approach I invented, and I ain't taking that back cause I meant it. Get it, get it. Wow, wow, wow. Get it, get it. Wow, wow, wow. Get it, get it. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wow.
Some of you guys are aware that I have like a Facebook group for authors, reviewers, stuff like that on Facebook. There's also hundreds of groups out there. So this weekend, a bunch of just nonsense just came about. And I was unaware that it was even happening when the situation was happening. So it all began Saturday afternoon, about 5 o'clock. I get a message on Facebook from a Facebook group admin saying, Brianna, I need you to contact me at your earliest convenience because we have a member in our group that is saying that you scammed them out of money and that they paid for a service that you did not provide. So automatically, I'm sitting here like, okay, here goes the nonsense. For starters, I'm like, okay, which service? Are you referring to the candles that I do? Are you referring to the book reviews that I do? Are you referring to the freelance services where I ghostwrite, where I edit, where I provide wherever, like, what service are you referring to? So, and I'm going to start the video off by saying I'm not even going to mention what group it was that this all happened in because for starters, I want to say this group did not like endorse me. It's not like this group was sitting here telling people, oh, you should hire Brianna or saying, oh, her services are credible or, oh, this or that. It wasn't like that. So I'm not even going to mention that group. And whatever screenshots that I do post in this video, I'm just going to black out their name because they handled it appropriately. And I'd rather not because it's already been covered. So once it was brought to my attention who it was, the person that it was this all began with a publisher is what she is. I believe she has a publishing company. She's possibly an author, I think. So her name is Lachey Perkins. And back in June, I want to say like the last week of June, Lachey was referred to me by someone else that I had worked to before. She had wanted me to edit a book for one of her authors, and I'm like, okay, boom, no problem. We worked out the pricing. The payment was sent before I even touched the book or whatever. Before I even started reviewing, editing books, I need the payment sent first because that avoids me being scammed out of me doing a bunch of work, and then someone's like, oh, well, you know what? I didn't like this or that, so I'm not paying you. So to cut all of that out, I sit here and I take the payment first. And I always say as well, the job is going to be complete, but my services are non-refundable. I'm not going to sit here and put my time aside for a book review, for editing, for proofreading, or anything, and you think, oh, I'm going to get a refund because I don't like it. That's not how things work with me. That's not how things work in the real world. To sit here and say you want a revision, that's another thing. But refunds, I don't do that, and I've been so strict and clear about that since I started doing any of this over a year ago. So, Lachey notifies several groups. Well, what happens is Lachey blocked me on Facebook. I was unaware that after the service was completed that there was a problem. She sent me the book. I edited the book. I emailed it back to her author, whose book it was, which I believe was Derica Ringo. That's who I emailed the book back to because that's who sent me the book. I never had an email for the publisher, Lachey Perkins. I never had an email for her. I was never in contact with her by email. It was always on Facebook Messenger, so I always have all the information there. So I emailed the book back on June 30th, and I can sit here and put a screenshot of that. I emailed the book back on June 30th. I had sat here and sent Lachey Perkins a message at the same time letting her know that I had did, and I'm going to sit here and give the estimate number of 5,032 corrections, revisions, whatever you want to call it. And I could put a screenshot of that below as well, me notifying her that not only had I sent the book, but how many revisions were in the book. And she said, okay. I had also made Lachey aware that I honestly tried my best not to offend her as the publisher and tried my best not to offend the author by letting Lachey know, listen, I'm not sure basically the experience that this author has, right? Because it's one thing to have spelling errors. That's one thing, okay. There's one thing to have grammar errors, okay. That's what I'm here as the proofreader for. That's what I'm here as the editor for. That's what I'm here for. It's something else when you expect me to pull magic out of the woodworks and I am trying to remain as professional as possible by saying you cannot sit here and expect me to put syrup on shit and make it pancakes. Okay, that's not possible. So I am able to sit here and dress it up as nicely as possible, to sit here and add comments, to sit here and keep the markup on, show markup, so that you can sit here and review the changes that I've made. You can approve that in Microsoft Word. You can disapprove that in Microsoft Word. That is solely up to you. But you cannot say that you're not seeing the changes that I've made. So I let Lachey know at that time, the author needs to read over their work before the author needs to read over this, because there were some parts of the book where I'm like, this doesn't make sense at all. There were some parts of the book where it's like, it felt like the author was almost having a direct conversation with like the reader. And it wasn't like a book of fiction. Like it was a book of fiction, but it wasn't like it was like a diary read or something. It was just like basically the way that the book was written, it was just like, this isn't really typical for like books. Like this isn't usually how books are read. This isn't usually how books are written, whatever. So I made them aware of that. Lachey let me know then. I'm going to talk to her. I'll have her read it over it. I said, okay, fine. That was June 30th. Now, about 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, Derica Ringo reached out to me again, and she had sat here and she had asked me, basically if my prices has changed for my proofreading editing services. And yes, my prices have changed. They have gone up. I did increase them at the beginning of, I believe, July. I had raised them on a Tuesday. I don't even remember exactly what Tuesday it was. But the reason directly why I raised those prices was because I realized that my pricing has always been affordable. And my biggest thing was I always wanted to say my pricing is going to remain affordable because I know how it feels to start off as an author. I know how it feels to know that almost like you're up against the world, especially when you're a self-published author. I get it. I get that not everyone has $300 to sit here and pay off a proofreader or editor, and they're not even sure how their book is going to do. So therefore, I was offering services as low as $40, $45 for 45K word count for me to sit here and edit, for me to proofread it, for me to leave you comments on what I think you could or shouldn't change, whatever. That is low as hell compared to some of these people with the same level of experience as I have that are charging $200 for 45K word count. Was I aware that my services were lower than usual? Yes, but I was fine with that. To me, it was more about, you know what, I'd rather build a working relationship with people that are starting out than for me to sit here and try and charge people an arm and a leg. But when I realized that some of these books need way more work than the typical, you know what, I'm going to sit here and fix this, this, and this, when it's almost like every single sentence, every single paragraph needs structural repairing, it has structural issues, and every single line, that's when I said, you know what, my pricing has to increase. So it wasn't like I'm trying to do this or that. Like, it just was like, you know what, if I'm going to sit here and put 8 hours into one book, I'm not going to sit here and get paid $45 for it. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to do that. So instead, I bumped my pricing up to where if you have like a 45K book, you might be paying $65, $70. I made public statements about the fact that my prices had changed. My prices have also changed on Fiverr. So if you even think like, oh, Brianna's just trying to be funny and trying to shoot me a different cost, you can actually go on my Fiverr site and you can put in your information below. Put in like your word count and you can get the estimate yourself and you can see for yourself approximately how much it will be without even having a conversation with me. That's fine. So imagine my shock on Saturday when I am sitting here about 5 o'clock and I find out that Lachey is saying that I scammed them out of money. The problem came about when I was contacted 2 weeks ago and Derica had asked me to review another book, or not to review another book, to edit another book. And I told her, okay, no problem. She gave me the word count. I gave her the updated amount of how much it would be compared to how much it was before. And that's when Derica realized, she said, has your pricing changed? And I told her, yes. She said, but you did this same word count before and it was only $40. And I actually broke down, And this is the problem with me being too kind sometimes too. I actually gave her 3 different screenshots of her pricing options. And I told her, instead of you giving me 2 separate books to edit, if you sat here and combined the word count, it would be cheaper, and it would be $85 for you to go about it this way instead of you paying me $120 for me to edit each book separately. Because when you sit here and add on like 5,000 words or whatever, I think I have it that you have to pay like an extra $5 instead of you starting off all over again. Now again, that was out of the kindness of my heart. But unfortunately, Derica felt like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Lachey and I'm going to ask Lachey about it because maybe this is a different person. Maybe you're not the right person that I thought had edited my book before. And I was like, okay, fine. That's fine. So maybe about an hour or 2 later, I get a message from Lachey, and Lachey was asking me, she said, Dee said that your prices went up. And I told her yes. I sent her the screenshots of what I sat here and told Derica. I also sat here and sent her the screenshots of my breakdown of the 3 different prices that she could have chose from. And one of them included the clumping pricing. So it was then that Lachey let me know, you know what, we're going to have to find someone new. I'll put that screenshot there. We're going to have to find someone new. Basically, I guess my pricing had went up too much, and she was like, I can find someone for cheaper. No problem. I don't care. There's enough work out here for all of us. What's not good enough for me, it might suit someone else. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So for me to find out on Saturday, now today is Monday, for me to find out on Saturday that this same 2 people are saying that I scammed them, I'm curious how. So for starters, both Lachey and Derica had blocked me on Facebook, and from messaging them, they had blocked me before they took a screenshot of my most recent flyer that I had. It was a promotion that I was offering authors and publishers, where I was saying for 4 of your books, I would edit any word count for $250. Is that cheap as hell? Yes, it is. But again, it was a promotion that I was just sitting here trying to promote my services for. Now, instead of hitting repost or share on that so that I would be notified that I was being called a scammer, Lachey blocked me and screenshotted it instead and then reposted it to several different Facebook groups, to her business page, to her Facebook page, stating that I was a scammer, to be careful. I'll put that below as well. Her stating that I was a scammer. So it just created a huge uproar of, now all of a sudden, people that I don't even know, that I've never worked with before, are coming out of the woodworks. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is sad. Oh, how could she? Then you even had an author that I had worked with previously before. I had reviewed a book by him back in May. It was called Tactile Therapy, and I'll put the picture of that book down below. I had reviewed that book for an author named Darrell Arlington, I believe was his name. And as I've always stated, when you pay for reviews, it is for the production of the video of the review. It's for the promotion of the book and for the promotion of the video. I never have ever in my life said that when you pay for a video or book review from me, that I'm going to give this glamorous and shining review because it's paid for. That is false. So Darrell found this post of basically bashing me. He found that as his forum to basically sit here and say how he's so glad that someone else realized that I was a scammer too. Right? And I will put the screenshot of that down below as well. Now, the problem that Darrell had with me was he was saying that apparently instead of me reading his book, that I had just read the back page details. The back of the book is what he said, is what I read. And that I had just gathered from there whatever information I could. And I managed to upload a whole video on the however amount long of his description was on the back of his book. That is complete and utter bullshit. If we want to get technical while remaining professional, I fell asleep about 6 times reading Darrell's book. That was obvious in the book review that I found the book odd as hell, confusing, and although others may have enjoyed his book, unfortunately, I was not one of them. I do believe that in the review I even said, I don't feel comfortable giving this book a star rating. What that exactly did, it was honestly, it was hard. It was hard reading it because I didn't There were so many different characters. So I'm just going to finish it off by saying, if you are into sci-fi books, this is definitely something for you. Because how do you say kindly, this is 2 stars? You can't. So, like I said, he has reviews on Amazon that are saying they love the book. That is fine. I just didn't like it. Oh well, like I didn't like it. It was boring to me. It was confusing to me. It was long as hell. I fell asleep several times reading the book. Oh well. But what you're not going to do is wait 2 months later to sit here and be like, oh, these people hate Brianna? Let me comment below. I sent him the book link for the book review link 2 months ago. He has not inboxed me since. Never said a word, never said, oh, did you even, whatever. And I did get a comment on the book review that I had uploaded. Someone saying, did you even read the book? And I knew right then and there, okay, this has to be him, because I know you ain't got no diehard fans like that that's going to sit here and ask a question like that and find a review that quick. So this has to be you. But whatever. And I think the face that I'm making now is the exact same face comment that I had left underneath the video book review, because I was like, boy, bye. So posts like that are full of drama and nonsense, I realize it brings out everyone that has a problem with you, that's never said nothing to you before. Everyone comes out of the woodworks. So it took me about 2-3 hours of going back and forth, sending screenshots with this group admin, to show them that not only did I not scam anyone, that services were rendered, then it became, oh, we can't tell Brianna anything because Brianna blocked us. No, I don't have anyone blocked. So now the screenshots have to come about of me proving, no, I don't have anyone blocked. It's actually me that's blocked. So not only can I not sit here and reply to them directly in their inbox, I can't see the posts that they're making. The group messages and group posts that are being posted in Facebook groups, I may be able to see them, but I can't even reply to them because I'm blocked from sharing, commenting, posting anything in Facebook groups until like the first of the month, because I have overshared my content on Facebook. So Facebook is who blocked me. So even if I could see their comments and things within the post, I wouldn't be able to reply and say shit if I wanted to. So the moral of the story is, I never had the slightest clue that Lachey or Derica had the slightest or smallest problem with me whatsoever. I know and I'm aware of the fact that maybe my editing is not something that one person will like, but the other person will like it. Can I sit here and say that 100% of my customers have always been satisfied? No. I do remember specifically about 3 months ago me going and editing a book for someone, and the guy sitting here saying, you know what, I feel like you could have did this while editing. I feel like you could have did this while proofreading. And I said, you know what? That's fine. Have me and that author work together again? No, we have not. But that's just me and him. Have I had other people sit here and order my services since? Yes. Do I sit here and go out of my way to bash that author, to talk about him, to do this or that? I don't do that because that's not necessary. Now, to me, it just became like, where is all this even coming from? And the only thing I could think at the time was, okay, maybe you're really that pissed off because I raised my pricing, and now you'll have to find someone else. And again, that's your choice. I have no problem with that. It didn't come about until maybe about 9 o'clock at night that it was brought to my attention then. So this is 9 o'clock Saturday night, that it was brought to my attention that Derica and Lachey are saying that, okay, I did get their book. I did supposedly edit it, but that I never completed it. I never finished editing it. I just sent it off to them, and they said that I had only edited past, or I had only did the 10th chapter of the book, and I just sent it off as if it was complete. Again, that is not the truth. And the wonderful thing about screenshots is when you sit here and you send it off to someone like a group admin, where now it's like, okay, a statement can be put out to sit here and show that, you know what, these lies were being told on you and being constructed so bad, so that all the people are just seeing, oh, okay, Brianna's saying this or that, she has to be lying. These screenshots have to be edited. No, when someone that has no affiliation with me, they don't endorse me, when they're sitting here saying, when they have nothing to lose, they have no dog in this fight. They have nothing to win or lose by choosing a side. They have nothing to lose. And I don't feel like a side was chosen. It was a matter of, okay, this is not truthful. So then I had to go back into my emails, and I sat here and emailed off the book that I had edited in its full correct format that I had sat here and sent to Derica on June 30th. When they saw that, okay, the book really was actually fully edited, that's when it was said to them, all right, you know what, you guys, the book was actually fully edited. And again, you guys should have brought these problems to Brianna instead of sitting here posting this on our group pages as if there's something that we can do about it. Was there something they could do about it? Technically, they sat here and cleared my name, and they sat here like, okay, y'all could have sat here and contacted her directly. But, like, come on. Like, it just, to me, it was just like, it was nowhere near professional. Now, during this whole fiasco, like I said, I'm only able to see certain parts of conversations that are being posted in other Facebook groups. I'm not in every single Facebook group that they're in. So, although maybe I've heard about it or maybe I've been able to see this or that, I can't see every single last comment that was posted about me. And if I'm not in that Facebook group, I have no way of even knowing that these lies are being posted and told, because how the hell am I supposed to know? So, while I'm trying to compile all this information and send it off to this group admin, Lachey and Derica are on this whole tyrant of, oh, they're on this rampage of, oh, Brianna's this, and she's a scammer, and oh, she's nappy-headed, and this and that. And it's just like, to me, I think the part that bothered me the most was it's different when you have a bunch of lies, or when someone's trying to put you down or trying to put their foot on your neck and they're coming from a different community. It's different. And you're like, okay, you know what? I see how you could be like that. But when it is another black woman or another black male, specifically a black woman, in a community like the book industry and the community like the urban fiction book community, to know that there's like another woman, she looks like you, and she's doing everything in her power to try and sabotage you, to try and put you down, to try and spread lies about you, to try and make people no longer want to deal with you. That shit bothers me more than if it was someone where I would expect it from a different community, maybe a different race, maybe something else, a different ethnicity, however you want to push it, label it in a nice way. It would have been something else. But to see, like, damn, this is really two black women sitting here doing this, that was just like, wow. Like, and I'm not going to use the group's name specifically where I sat here and was contacted by the admins, but it was like a black authors empowerment and promotion book group. So that's why it's just like, damn, like, you just have no shame. So while I'm thinking all of this is dying down, Derica then unblocks me, which again proves that I never had you guys blocked. Derica unblocks me, and she lets me know that the problem didn't begin with me raising my prices. They don't care about that. She lets me know then that the problem came about when they realized that the book was not fully edited. My thing is, I sent you the book back June 30th. It is like fucking July 20 something. When were you going to contact me and say that you were unsatisfied with the service that I provided you? Not only that, but if you were that dissatisfied, why did you reach out to me again 2 weeks ago sitting here saying that you wanted me to work on one of your books again if I can't be trusted? What is the point of that? Why did you not sit here and say anything? So Derica responds with, well, it doesn't matter if I had the book for a month or not. I didn't open the book until now, and I didn't even realize that it was like this until my formatter sat here and let me know. So you're telling me you will order a package from Amazon, you will wait a whole month to open the package, and then you're going to be like, oh, nah, I'm about to return this. Even if I did accept refunds, every single company, 90% of companies have a time frame on their refund warranties on when you can sit here and return a product and even get a refund. Or else they're looking at you like you're crazy. That's like you sitting here having a TV or something for a whole month, and then you try and take it back to Walmart with no receipt and then be like, this ain't what I wanted. Walmart gonna send you on about your way, and if you don't move fast enough, they're gonna tell security to come get your slow ass. Because that don't make no sense. So then when I sat here and tried to, like, first of all, I told her, I'm not even gonna go there with you. Because for starters, I thought that was the whole point of being signed to a publishing company. Okay, I don't have a publisher. All 15 of my books that are on Amazon Kindle, Create Space before Create Space shut down, I self-published on my own. I promote them on my own. I find my own editors. I do my own book covers or hire someone to do them. I promote my shit on my own. Everything is something that I'm going to sit here and look through thoroughly because it's my name on it. So therefore, I'm not understanding, how did it bypass so many people? The book was supposed to come out, I believe, today. How did y'all wait until days before the book is supposed to release to realize, oh, the editor made a mistake. Oh, the editor scammed us. How does that work? You tell me your publisher didn't check it when I sat here and emailed it to you and you didn't check it? Did your publisher, like Lachey, not sit here and tell you, okay, read through it? If I specifically said, make sure you have her read through it, and I can put that screenshot back down again, where Lachey sat here and said she was going to have Derica read through it. What happened? There's no way in hell I would sit here and pay anyone for anything and not check it that day. That's like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So at that point, I was really, I'm done. I was done with the conversation because you're not making no sense. And after the way that, like, it's already been done so unprofessionally, to me, it's just kind of like, what's the point of me even entertaining this conversation? Because if you had sat here and approached me in a way of, you know what, Brianna, we feel like you could have did a better job. We feel like maybe we could get a revision on this. On my freelance services, it shows you have 2 revisions with me. I allowed 2 revisions. Send it back to me. We can sit here and talk in the comments of the book. We can do whatever. But when you want to sit here and go about shit real tacky, real unprofessional, you want to sit here and bash me. And as a result of this, I did lose an informal contract that I had set up with a publisher. At first, it bothered me like hell until I realized that Derica is who referred me to that publisher. And I'm not even going to put that publisher's name in it because at first it bothered me, but then I realized their business practices are a little tacky, shady, and they were endorsing Lachey and Derica. I wouldn't want to work for nobody like that. No way. I wouldn't want to work with nobody like that. And I just wouldn't. When I did try to reach out to that publisher and try to ask them, you know, I see that you've basically shown me now that you don't want to use my services. Is it in connection to the situation that just happened of me supposedly scamming people? The publisher just basically said, oh, I don't want to get involved in it. I don't want to be a part of it. And I'm like, okay, but I can't even see anything. Could you screenshot what you're seeing and send it to me? Let me know what you're seeing so I can clear it up with you. Oh, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. Washing my hands in the situation, I don't care. I don't care. Because the bottom line is I'll never know what caused Derica and Lachey to sit here and go about it the way they did. I do know that being messy gets you nowhere, especially in the book industry. Lying on people gets you nowhere when it comes to God, the universe, Buddha, Allah, whoever you want to sit here and pray to, whoever you want to believe in, it gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. The law of attraction sit here and states, what you put out will come back to you. And I believe in this situation, it will probably come back to you tenfold. So it's like whatever energy you put out there, karma don't forget nobody. So being messy gets you nowhere. Trying to sabotage someone gets you nowhere. Because the thing is, although you're doing all of this, I still got a book on the top 100 on Amazon. Shout out to my book, Did You Want a Taste? It's in the top 100, and I can sit here and post a picture of that right now so people aren't like, oh, she's trying to be funny. I don't know if it was directly from all this drama, but I got hella readers over the weekend, so thank you for that, sis. Like, sisses, whatever. Thank you for that. So my nappy-headed ass is still in the top 100. What you gonna do about that now? I don't know if this was done because Derica has a book that's supposed to be getting dropped today. So maybe you guys wanted to create hype around your names and around your publishing company so that you could sit here and get, like, attention. I don't know. I honestly don't give a shit why you did it at this point because it's going to come back around on you. Like, it's it's going to come back around on you. And for every single person that sat here and felt like, you know what, since I've seen this, now I don't want to work with her. Do you know how many people sat here and reached out to me and sat here and ordered a book review service after that? Do you know how many people sat here and reached out and sat here and said, okay, I see how you remain professional during this. I would be interested in working with you in the future. So, okay, I lost one contract. That was an informal contract. Let's see where I go in the next 6 months compared to someone that was being messy as shit. Let's see what comes into my life compared to what's happening to you. And it's not like I wish bad on nobody. I don't. It's just you cannot be messy. You cannot sit here and do something shady. You can't sit here and try and sabotage someone. You can't even try and sit here and seek vengeance on your own behalf and think the karma's not going to come back on you. Just because someone wronged you does not give you the right to sit here and go and wrong them. So will I sit here and release this book that I edited, and I sit here and publish it under a different name, or sit here and release it some way, the way these scammers do, and let everybody download your damn book for free before it comes out in a couple days, couple weeks, whatever? No, because I'm not shady like that. Do I have to sit here and belittle you and call you nappy-headed, or call you bald-headed, or call your lace fronts crusty, or call you edgeless? No, I don't have to do any of that, because I don't have to put down the next woman to sit here and feel better about myself. I don't have to try and defame someone and just slander their damn brand. I don't gotta do none of that, because God's gonna do it on my behalf. Whether you want to say God, whether you want to say the universe, whoever, whoever, they gonna take care of it. So I'm not even worried about it. So I wanted to make sure I cleared up any unnecessary drama, any beliefs that people have, because there still are those posts in other groups and stuff. And at this point, I don't give a shit. I just, after this video, I'm done. I'm done. If I'm a scammer, I'm a scammer. Oh well. Like, at this point, oh well. I am what you say I am. It is what it is. Like, call me a scammer, whatever. Just make sure you don't call me nappy-headed next time. Because I don't believe in the term nappy anyway. So you have to call me something else. You can't call me bald-headed. Clearly, sis. So. Oh, my kitten crying. Y'all done started doing foster care for cats. So, it's through an agency though. So it's not like I'm sitting here just collecting cats from outside. I'm being like a foster cat mom until they get adopted at an agency. So, yeah, I have nothing more really to say on it. The one thing I can say, I hope what comes about and after all of this, I hope that Facebook groups maybe tighten them up maybe on their restrictions on what can. So maybe this will be like a learning lesson for everyone. Like what I was saying before the video cut off. Maybe this will even show group admins like, yes, you can sit here and post that you've been scammed, but you need to be able to post proof that you were scammed. Post the proof of the payment that you sent. Post proof of you trying to reach out to this person that supposedly scammed you. Unfortunately, that never occurred in my situation. Lachey Perkins nor Derek Ringo ever posted a single screenshot of any conversation or interaction with me. They never posted a payment that I made. They never posted or screenshotted the parts that I sat here and just left it on the 10th chapter and then never finished the rest of the other 14 chapters. That was never posted. But they were able to recruit and get people to believe that I had scammed them. And at this point, that's fine. That's fine. So maybe this will be a learning lesson for everyone. For authors out there that are considering using a service like mine or even a service with me, do your research first. Do your research with someone. Sit here and check and see, are there other people out there that are saying, okay, I wasn't satisfied with the service. Sit here and look at their reviews. If they sit here and they have a proofreading service and they have a space where you can leave reviews, check the reviews out. See what people are saying. It's easy. I have reviews on my freelance service on Fiverr. You can sit here and see what other people have said. You can sit here and see whether they were satisfied, whether they weren't satisfied. You're able to see that. When I'm sitting here ordering hair online, I don't buy shit without sitting here reading the reviews that are going back maybe over a year. And it's like, I just don't. Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to take my chances. I'm a cheap person, so every $5, every dollar that I spend, it matters to me. So I'm going to read the reviews. I'm going to sit here and check stuff before just diving into it. I'm just going to do that. So maybe this is just a learning lesson for everyone, for authors, for publishers, for book reviewers. Cover all your bases first. Start accepting a deposit before you sit here and accept a service. Start requiring full payment before you sit here and start a service. Start having an LLC before you sit here and try and conduct a business, so that if someone does try and slander your name, you can sue them. But in my case, if we're arguing over a $40 editing job, I doubt that I'll really get any financial compensation from you slandering me with a lawyer or by going to court. So it's not worth it in my case. Not worth it. That money I would spend on a lawyer and not getting paid anything in return. I could sit here and take a flight with my daughter and fly off into the sunset and have a wonderful time. So there's no point. But that's all I really have to say about it. This shit was fun while it lasted. I don't know. Like, it irritated me to a whole nother extent, but it's just like, I guess this is what happens when you start to excel. I guess you have people that try and come about and try and discredit you. It's what happens. Shit, I thought I was nobody special. I'm still thinking, okay, I'm at the bottom tier. Who would want to sit here and do that? But apparently sometimes other people see that you're special before you do. Other people see you're going places further than right now maybe you're able to see it. So that's all I have to say about it, you guys. I'm not going back and forth with anyone else about it. I don't care. This is the last you guys are going to hear of me talking about it. I don't care. I can't care anymore. I just can't. Like I said, I have a book in the top 100 right now. I don't give a shit. So that's all I have to say about this. You guys can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can hit the bell below to get all the subscriptions when I'm uploading another video. I hope to God this is the last time I have to do a video like this. So the next time you come to my channel, I'm hoping it'll just be a book review, a product review, me dropping a new book announcement, shit, something. And this would also probably be the time for me to sit here and realize I've discontinued that promo that I was doing, the $4, yeah. The 4 books for authors and publishers for $250, that shit is canceled. Like, that's done. That's done. Will my prices be increasing again all around for all of my service? Absolutely, because maybe that'll help me vet out more of the nonsense of people that are so cheap they want everything for borderline free. So, I'm out. I'm about to take a nap before I sit here and do whatever it is I'm about to do. See y'all later.